welcome back to a Sketchbook Sanctuary. Sketchbook Sanctuary is a monthly series where we meet up with our sketchbooks and spend some dedicated time together. Every month, Sketchbook Sanctuary is here to give you a little nudge back into your sketchbook. It's like your accountability partner, a way to show up to your creative practice without any pressure in the form of this gentle video. So this is an invitation for you to sketch alongside me at your own pace. We'll go slowly with long quiet moments, soft insights, and musings on what I have had on my mind lately. Since our last Sketchbook Sanctuary video, I have almost entirely filled up this sketchbook. This is actually the second last spread of this sketchbook, and I have been experiencing some pain in my hands. I get repetitive strain injury and I just have general muscle fatigue in my life. So I've been having quite sore arms and sore hands lately, so I wanted to do something really loose and really playful and just scribbly, big, messy, painterly blobs. That's what I'm feeling today, so that's what I'm doing. I have all of this watercolor and stuff on my desk already because I've been working on another series, which I'm very excited to share with you a bit later. So I thought I would sit down and use the palette that I already have open, use the dried watercolors on the palette, reactivate them and just play with them. So I wanted to talk a little bit about something that comes up a lot whenever I share any of my sketchbooks or make videos on my loose, blobby kind of stuff. We talk about it in Scribble Brigade a lot. I talk about it on my Patreon a lot, and it comes up a lot here as well. And that is looseness. And I know a lot of people get really stuck in their art because of this perfectionism dragon. This feeling that every page, every drawing, every mark has to be beautiful or worth sharing, or otherwise you feel judged, otherwise you feel bad about yourself if it comes out wrong or not expected. And yeah, that pressure can really freeze you up. So much so sometimes that it's hard to even start. It's hard for people to even begin to make art. They're afraid that their drawings, their paintings won't be good in their eyes. Now, everyone uses their sketchbooks completely differently, and there are so many different uses for sketchbooks. But for me, my sketchbook isn't about polished or finished work. I mean, sometimes they appear in my sketchbook, but in general, it's my playground. It's where I like to make the weird marks, the messy scribbles, the experiments. And sometimes those experiments work and sometimes they don't. And honestly, some of my favorite pages come from those happy accidents or mistakes. So I want to chat about letting go of perfectionism a little bit, finding joy in the mess and using your sketchbook as a place to play, explore, and be curious and maybe surprise yourself. Yeah. I think one of the biggest traps, especially in this day and age where Instagram is such a big place for you to promote your art or promote yourself or just share anything, is the trap that your sketchbook needs to look like a gallery. It needs to look like a portfolio. But no, your sketchbook, my sketchbook, let's talk about my experience. I'm not going to say this about everyone. My sketchbook is like a science, like a lab notebook, I guess. Scientists, they jot messy notes, they try experiments, they cross things out, and it's not for the world, it's for you. And I'm saying that as someone who does share their sketchbook with the world a lot. There are plenty of pages that I don't share publicly. Maybe that's because there's a personal drawing or whatever going on there. But I have worked really hard at trying to, for the most part, or for as much as possible, let go of being afraid of showing the world, showing Instagram, showing YouTube, the ugly stuff that goes on. Ugly stuff does happen in the sketchbook, and it happens a lot. And sometimes the ugliness doesn't necessarily need to be what it looks like. The ugliness can be the process of making a drawing. Maybe the process of making this drawing was not fun. Maybe it was a struggle. Maybe it was difficult. And that is what makes me feel like a drawing is ugly. You might look at it and think, that's beautiful. But my process was ugly, so I don't like it because of that reason. It's important to share those things sometimes online because, well, for me at least, because I want to just share how fun and scribbly and mistakes can be. So instead of saying stuff like, oh no, I messed up, oh, I did a terrible thing, I never want to draw again, I like to look at those sort of things and think, oh, that's interesting, that line taught me something, and the way I did that taught me something, and I chose this color, but maybe that wasn't the right color, so now I know which colors to choose for next time, or try this and that. Every page, good or bad, every drawing, good or bad, gives you information that you wouldn't have had if you didn't try, like mistakes, bad drawings, trying the weird thing is like data, I guess. It's data for your brain library. I have plenty of moments in my work where a mistake or a happy accident led me somewhere magical, I guess. I especially love pre-blobbinating my page and then drawing over the top of it, and then the happy accident or the happy mistake when the pre-blob color swatch interacts with the line work in a weird way or in an unexpected way, helps me to learn something. Or if I'm drawing and later I look back at it and think, oh, this arm is in a strange position, I'm going to try and move it. How can I creatively rework this area so that the arm is moved into a space that I'm happier with? And the challenge of reworking something that you've already laid down is really fun. And when it works, it's amazing. It's like doing an obstacle course. It's so fun. Yeah, and these are like the little moments, these micro moments that become so style defining, and you gain so much confidence in yourself that you're able to come up against a problem and be able to solve it creatively. It's very good for creative problem solving. And also, no one needs to see it. You can honestly just close your sketchbook, shove it under your bed. You don't owe anyone a look. That privacy of your sketchbook is freedom. Maybe you have a sketchbook that you do post online, that you do put on Instagram, but maybe you also have a secret sketchbook that you can hide away and be completely weird in and try interesting stuff. Yeah, like I said, that privacy gives you so much freedom. There's also a really good saying, done is better than perfect, or something is better than perfect, something like that. Like a messy, half-finished sketch carries more growth than a blank page that you were too scared to touch. Yeah, it's for play. Sketchbooks are play. Sketchbooks are sandcastles. You build a sandcastle. No one can polish a sandcastle. Well, maybe they can. No one can really polish a sandcastle. They just build them, knock them down again, rebuild them, knock them down again. The water takes them down, you rebuild them again in a different way, and you learn how to make it more structurally sound as you go, or maybe you just want to make something that's pretty, and if the wind blows it away, that's also fine. Sketchbooks are sandcastles. One of my favourite things about the Scribble Brigade live streams that I do is that they are kind of all about this. It's me trying to find ways to loosen myself up, loosen you guys up, and just try things. And sometimes I make us try the ugly thing on purpose. For example, the one-line blind contour drawings that we do as a warm-up at the beginning of a lot of Scribble Brigades. You're gonna make something ugly on purpose, and it's amazing. It like instantly, doing stuff like that instantly releases the pressure to make something good. Knowing that you're going to do something purposefully ugly. I say ugly in a very broad way with a lot of love. If you go into something knowing that you're going to make something kind of ugly and weird, then you can be a bit more lighthearted about it. You can look at it and be like, oh, Sophie, you did a silly thing. How silly are you? Oh, that's so funny. Let's do something else now. And yeah, it just like loosens you up. It's really good. So all of those sort of warm-up sketches are really, really wonderful to do if you are going into a sketchbook session wanting to make something that is a more finished looking piece. I absolutely recommend doing some speedy drawing, some loose drawing, some one-line blind contour drawings. I think the speed and these warm-up drawings and exercises force you to let go of perfection. Results are loose, energetic, alive, and maybe there's elements in that you enjoy and like, and maybe there's a weird shape that you create that you then go, oh, I'm going to take that and like, maybe I'll try draw eyes with that shape in this one. Yeah. I think there's also a bit of a brick wall when it comes to using art supplies that you think are nice, that you think are really good quality and are really beautiful. And I totally get that. Sometimes I'll buy something really lovely and it'll sit on the shelf for a while because I'm afraid of ruining it. But actually, we need to give ourselves permission to waste stuff sometimes. Like, I don't know, art supplies don't really demand masterpieces. They want to be used. And you buy them because you want to use them. The most wasteful thing is actually never using them and never actually trying them out, opening that sketchbook, cracking out those oil pastels, you know? That's more wasteful than actually trying them and doing some bad drawings along the way. So permission to all of us to open up those oil pastels, that watercolor paint, that fancy sketchbook, open it up and play inside it. I also find it really fun to like almost invent fake rules for myself when I'm feeling like I want to really loosen up and play in my sketchbook. You could say, for example, something like, I'm only going to use dots, or I'm only going to draw with a one line direction going down, or I'm going to only use 2 colors. And I think those restrictions, the silly restrictions, whatever they are, can sort of take the pressure off and make it feel like a mini game, and they really get the cogs in your brain moving. So not only are you kind of loosening up and doing something silly, it makes your brain think and problem solve. How can I make something? How can I start from A and make my way to B, C, D, E, F, G, da, 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 and maybe take what I've learned and create something really special at Z. And I think you should also give yourself a medal, give yourself a celebration, go through your sketchbook, find the messiest page, and give yourself a medal of honor for making a messy page. It means you did something, that you tried something, and you just like threw yourself in there and you trusted the process. I present you all medal of honor for a messy page. The white blank page anxiety is definitely a thing. Going back to what I said before about the sketchbook being a nice quality sketchbook and you don't want to ruin it, so you don't actually use it. Some of the things I like to do with a new sketchbook is in the front page, in the first page, is I like to swatch a lot of my art supplies. Sometimes I do creative swatches by making little like quilt tiles. Other times I just do blobs all over the place, really messy. And other times I do a more uniform swatch. And I love swatching my art supplies in the front pages because 1, it looks pretty and colors are nice. 2, I can take a photo of it. And when I'm at the art shop next, I don't double up on the same art supplies again. Yeah, that's a really good thing that I love to do on the front page. I have multiple videos about starting the front page. If you're interested, you can go have a look. Make a coffee stain, coffee ring stain, you can just pre-blob, swipe some paint across, stick in a couple of photos, do some collagey stuff, press a flower into it, do some scribbles, draw stuff that you are comfy with. What's your comfort zone drawing? What's your go-to thing that you know you can draw well? Go back through an old sketchbook. What's a little drawing that you've done that you are proud of and that you really like? Redraw it in the front page of your new sketchbook. Do something that you know is going to look nice, that you know is going to make you feel good about it and feel good about opening the sketchbook. Art is, honestly, it's a process. It really is a process. A lot of my favorite artworks are my favorite because the process was really wonderful and not necessarily the end product. It might not be my best work, but the process was really wonderful. And I just think the process is the reason. It's the thing. It's the best thing. Like, you don't remember every single meal you've eaten, but it still nourishes you. Similar to that, I guess. The art you make, the drawings you make, the scribbles you make, nourishes you, even though it might not be memorable all the time, it might not be perfect. It's still nourishing in so many ways. And sometimes the process is more memorable than the actual outcome. It's okay if something looks bad. It's okay to say, this looks bad. But an interesting way to change that self-talk is by saying, I'm experimenting. Or this is me trying this weird thing. This is me trying this color combination. This is me trying this way of drawing hands or this way of drawing eyes. Yeah, instead of saying, I can't do this, it's more of a, I'm exploring, giving yourself an excuse. This looks weird, this looks like this because I'm exploring, and you've learned something from that. Yeah, and that's really the heart of everything. Your sketchbook doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be your place. It has to be your authentic, comfy, strange, experimental, playful place. Every scribble, every mark, mistake, or ugly thing is proof that you showed up that day and that you played on the page. And that is the magic. So if you're someone who is pretty frozen by perfectionism, I hope this little video gave you a little bit of a permission slip to loosen up, to try the weird thing, and maybe figure out a way to celebrate your mess or your ugly drawing. Because the more you let go, it really is practice. It's like going to the gym. The more you let go, the more your sketchbook starts to feel like a friend instead of a test. And the more you try all these things, the more you will be confident in your skills and abilities to create stuff. So you end up making more successful work than you do if you just never try. So go and make a bunch of happy accidents for me, okay? This is what I ended up painting. This is my drawing. So loose, so messy, and it was really, really fun to do. Thanks for joining me for another Sketchbook Sanctuary video. We'll see you next month with the next one. Alright, tooroo.